I'm Catherine Ross, and I'm here live from the NYC with Jim Cramer. Jim, let's go unfiltered. What's on the top of your mind?
You have to get out and visit stores. And a lot of people read research. A lot of people listen to conference calls. No, there's no substitute for going to 4 or 5 Targets. And if you had gone to 4 or 5 Targets, what you would have seen are rejuvenated stores with beautiful cafes, fabulous CVSs. By the way, CVS should be going up as an ancillary to Target today. Really, because remember, there's 1,000 of them in Target. You see consumables that can't be, they're not going to be tarified. So what you end up is, well, you had confidence to buy. So I want to urge people, get out. If you want to own stocks, get out of your office and visit. You'll see everything you need, and then you can go back to the conference calls. That's my lesson for the day.
I like that lesson, and I agree with it because I just moved, and right around the corner.
One?
No, the Lower East Side one that is also, so it's Target on the top and Trader Joe's on the bottom, and you just can't get a better combo.
What a combo. And that's, you got to be, Ryan Cornell's clever. One of the things that's missing when we talk about companies, you have to be exciting. There has to be a reason to live, a reason to go. And other than the Herald Square Macy's, there are no reasons to go to Macy's. I struggle with Kohl's. I would go to a Kohl's now because they're having a bunch of new brands, but national brands are not right now what millennials want. What they prefer clearly is net-a-porter.
So I think we can all agree that Target had a bullseye quarter, but can the consumer go stronger?
Look, the consumer is very strong, and a lot of it's related to the fact that the spend on home, 23% of the economy, is extraordinary. I really look at Home Depot and Lowe's, and I say, well, there you go. A lot of people felt that Home Depot was taking share from Lowe's. No, obviously the whole pie is strong. So I like what I see. You've got companies with big balance sheets doing great things online and becoming much more customer relations management oriented. And I just so impressed with corporate America. It's really incredible how some of these execs take risks, think big. That's just winning. The ones who are not taking risks and are thinking small are losing.
So y'all, you have your lesson of the day from Jim, but you might want to also read more about Target, and that's why it's our stock of the day. So head over to realmoney.com to read what our experts are looking at when it comes to Target.
Right, definitely. And understand that the RTH's day has passed. This is about stock selection. The people who used to select stocks have been drummed out by the index people. It's time for them to come back.
So Jim, before we do this, I've got one thing. So we got a special thing going on tonight. Do you want to tell people what?
Texans.
It is Texans.
It's the Texans. Okay. Well, here we go. We are doing our draft, but we're going to be doing more fantasy for Wall Street than anyone. Wall Street loves fantasy, and Wall Street's been slighted by fantasy by overcome by the people who are just pure in the sports world. No, the Wall Street people are competitive. And here's what I want you to do. If you are a fantasy-oriented person, and we have our draft tonight, I want you to get involved and start watching what we do, Bull Market Fantasy, and I'm going to give you the email for you to send your information so we can get you involved, maybe get you playing, and the information is...
It's Catherine.Ross@TheStreet.com, and that's Catherine with a K. And of course, you can always follow us on Twitter at Bull Market Fantasy, Bull MKT Fantasy, or at Jim Cramer, or at Mark@Ross, which is my Twitter handle.
How could you not want to email this incredibly nice person if you're on Wall Street and doing fantasy?
It's true, why not?
Yes, Catherine, go ahead.
It's Catherine.Ross@TheStreet.com.
If you play fantasy, we want to hear from you. We're looking for a few good people. We're going to be doing Tuesday and Thursday fantasy, half-hour apiece. I'm looking for a few good Wall Streeters who I think really understand. And now, also, I want you, I need help. Go on Twitter, at Jim Cramer. I draft 4th. That's no problem. We all know who to get in that. But then on the snake, I draft 18. Help me on who you think is going to be left for 18. I want that on Twitter.
And we also want questions. We want to hear what everyone has to say. They want to. He's going to help you.
I'm going to have the best people in the world that I'm talking to. Everyone knows I'm a fantasy. I'm not a fantasy guru. That's John Hansen, but I look at 18th. What am I looking for? Obviously, if you're drafting 4th, that's Walmart, that's Amazon, that's Target, that's Costco, Home Depot. You don't need me for that. You got Lowe's, 6. What I'm looking for is the gem. Who has 3, 4, 10% comps that I can get on the comeback on 18? A Restoration Hardware, for instance. I'm looking for the Restoration Hardware analog for my 18th, the pick on the comeback on the snake.
I'm so excited for this. We're going to go live at 7:30 p.m. tonight, guys. I'll be live tweeting. We're going to cover this event like no other.
Some fun.
And I might just unpack some Cowboy stuff. I just moved, so I haven't unpacked it yet, which is why I'm wearing my Texas hat. But, you know, honestly, we might just need a...
I've never drafted a Cowboy, and I'm not going to start tonight. And I like Catherine. She's sensational. You can email her about all you want about fantasy, but the day I draft a Cowboy is the day that I'm not playing fantasy anymore, all right? And
Zeke all the way, guys. Zeke all the way.
Okay, that's us. Tuesdays and Thursdays from now on, half-hour program. I need to hear from you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
I was in one of the first fantasy leagues, Inside Sports, John Walsh, 1980, one of the first fantasy leagues. Les Moonves, ooh, well, he was in my fantasy league.
Ooh, that's a name.
It's called Les's Jets. And I ended up owing $1,800, and I spent for two years paying it back. But so I've been doing fantasy for 39 years, and I'm back. And we're going to be talking fantasy with you.
So guys, again, that's at 7:30. I wish you all the luck at your draft. We'll be covering it.
Yes.
I'm so excited to see what happens.
Because you're not in my fantasy league, I wish you luck. Anyone who's in my fantasy league, I hate. I really do. And there's some names that people like. There's Will Ironsney, who's now Will San Miguel. He's one of our cameramen. That's to mock me, Bar San Miguel. There's a guy, George's the suboptimals. That's a term I like to use when I really mean idiot, stupid, and terrible. So we've got some I was the Ski Daddies. Somehow I'm Team Cramer this year because I didn't enter my correct name yet. That'll change.
All right, guys, again, 7:30 p.m. But for now, we're actually heading over to our Action Alerts Plus daily rundown show where we're going to be talking more about the stocks that you need to be watching and that his portfolio is watching. So you got to check it out over on actionalertsplus.com. I'm Catherine Ross, and we'll see you tomorrow.